now at 5, this man now accused of brutally raping and killing baby Shaylyn Ammerman. We're learning disturbing and heartbreaking new details about this horrendous crime. We've been following this as breaking news all day for you.
The coroner calling Shaylyn's death the worst case of sexual trauma she has seen in her career. Our full team of reporters continue to work on this story for you.
We begin with RTV6's Mike Pelton, who is live in Spencer, digging into this new information about suspect Kyle Parker. And Mike, what else are you learning tonight?
Well, the charging documents are too graphic to share specifics on air. We won't even post them online. And today, the Owen County prosecutor told us he's having a hard time keeping his composure, but alleges Kyle Parker raped and murdered one-year-old Shaylyn Ammerman for self-gratification. Kyle Parker now faces a litany of charges, including murder and rape. He's accused of leaving Shaylyn's father's house early last Wednesday morning, raping Shaylyn in his car, smothering her with a cloth, dumping her body near the White River, and covering her in bleach to hide DNA. That came from a confession to Parker's stepdad last night, according to court documents. Parker was also the one who told investigators where they could find Shaylyn's body. Now, Parker was an Ammerman family friend who was at the house before her disappearance, drinking booze and watching TV with Shaylyn's uncle, who court documents show saw Parker leave the house and saw a foot dangling.
I became the elected prosecutor in '09. I've been deputy prosecutor in a number of other counties. Frankly, this is the first time in my tenure that I've seen grown law enforcement officers just wince in pain. It's just horrible.
And court documents show Parker tried to implicate Shaylyn's uncle in her death. The uncle did pass a polygraph when he said he was not involved. The prosecutor will not say if anyone else will face charges in this case. State police call this an open investigation. Now, today, Kyle Parker pleaded not guilty to the charges against him. Tonight, he is being held without bond. His trial comes in August. For now, we're live in Owen County. Mike Pelton, RTV6.
And tonight, we can also give you details about services for baby Shaylyn. Her family and community will celebrate her life this Wednesday. There's a visitation at the Christian Life Center in Spencer starting at 3 in the afternoon. That will run up to the funeral service, which will start at 7 p.m.
More details now. The baby Shaylyn case, as horrific as it is shining the light on child abuse and neglect in Indiana. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny has been covering these cases for years and joins us now with what child advocates are saying today. Kara.
That's right, Todd. Prevent Child Abuse Indiana will not comment on the specifics in the baby Shaylyn case. However, spokesperson Sandy Runkle stresses the fact that people need to think seriously about who they allow to be around their children, especially very young children. They can't communicate their fears and their concerns, so the responsibility is really on the parents to make sure, whether it be a friend, a family member, a boyfriend, a neighbor, that you vet those people before they have access to your children. In baby Shaylyn's case, the father was sleeping and the mom wasn't in the home when the alleged rape and murder happened.
Kara, it says in the probable cause that the suspect, Kyle Parker, had a history of drinking a lot of alcohol.
That's right. Prevent Child Abuse Indiana says we must be especially vigilant if someone appears to have been drinking or using drugs. The baby Shaylyn case is just one example of alleged abuse and neglect. Every year, the Indiana Department of Child Services Child Abuse and Neglect Hotline receives roughly 200,000 reports. If you suspect abuse or neglect, you're asked to call 1-800-555-5556.
Kara, thank you. Breaking news, one man is in custody after a shooting incident that left the U.S. Capitol on lockdown this afternoon. We can now tell you the suspect is Larry Dawson of Tennessee. ABC News reports Dawson was arrested last October for interrupting a session of the U.S. House. Police say Dawson came into the Capitol Visitor Center today, setting off a metal detector. That's when he pulled a gun and a Capitol police officer fired at him. Dawson is undergoing surgery. The Capitol Visitor Center remains closed. Happening now, thousands are honoring Howard County Deputy Carl Coons, killed in the line of duty just over a week ago in Rushville. His visitation is happening now at Northwestern High School, all before his funeral tomorrow. RTV6's Derek Thomas is live at the school with how people are remembering Deputy Coons tonight. Derek.
Deputy Coons is described as a dedicated officer and the nicest guy you'll ever meet. He's that and much, much more. 27-year-old Carl Coons served as a Howard County deputy for 2 years and 8 months. It ended when he was trying to serve an arrest warrant March 20th.
It's horrible for anybody, any officer, any age, but especially being in his prime and just getting started. But you know, those young guys are out there and wanting to do it and wanting to do the job well.
He did his job as a deputy well, and the casket carrying his body was escorted to Northwestern High School by motorcycles and police cars. He worked at the school as a resource officer. He's receiving all the honors due a hero.
He meant a lot to our school, and he was there every lunch. He was just important, and he was a nice guy, nicest guy you'll ever meet.
You don't have to tell that to his family. They arrived just before noon. They know, and now the entire community will know. He leaves behind his wife, Cassie, and their 8-month-old son, Noah.
Having an 8-month-old and a fairly new wife, it's pretty devastating, and I'm sure that there'll be plenty of support for him and his family through Howard County and Kokomo and surrounding areas.
This mother brought her 2 children to the visitation. They are very hurt by Coons' passing. She called it a teaching moment.
This is really their first encounter with death to someone this close, so we've had a lot of talks at home about the correct way to get on with it, and that they're still going to have to go on with school, and he would want that, and he would want them to still do what they're supposed to do every day.
The visitation will last until 7 o'clock, and of course the funeral will be at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning here at the high school. Derek Thomas, RTV 6.
Derek, thank you. More details now about the services for Deputy Coons. His funeral starts at 11 tomorrow morning at Northwestern High School. If you're driving in that area, you will need to be aware of the route for the funeral procession. It will start at Northwestern High School around 2:30 in the afternoon. The route goes east on Markland Avenue, past the Sheriff's Department to Washington Street, and will end at the Albright Cemetery in Kokomo. You can see the full procession route on the RTV6 app. And of course, we'll have live coverage of Deputy Coons' funeral tomorrow starting at 11 a.m. on the RTV6 app and on HTSN.
Moving to the weather now, it is a chilly evening across central Indiana, and the clouds are sticking around right now. But there are changes headed our way over the next couple of days. Let's get right to Storm Team 6 meteorologist Todd Clausen.
And Erica, certainly with the clouds in place and that chilly breeze, temperatures have been in the 40s throughout much of the day, but finally with a little bit of sunshine now starting to work in. Temperatures have rebounded. The warmest it's been all day in Indianapolis right now at 50 degrees with plenty of sunshine in Bloomington up to 56. The clouds still in place in Muncie. So unfortunately, your temperature is still right around 48 degrees. So the further north and east you are, the more you are locked in with the clouds. The further south you are, enjoying partly cloudy skies, and our temperatures again are seeing a little bit of a rebound here late in the afternoon hours. We won't warm much more now that the sun will start to go down a little bit here throughout the course of the evening hours, but 56 again in Bloomington. 50 is the current temperature in Columbus. So if you're in southern locations, you'll enjoy more in the way of sunshine here throughout the evening hours. Temperatures slowly falling into the 40s, but once the sun sets, the temperatures will really start to drop off, and we'll be near freezing tomorrow morning, where the growing season has already begun. We have frost advisories posted for Decatur County and the Greensburg area, so certainly if you have some sensitive plants that are outdoors already, you'll want to take them in. The good news is tomorrow, with lots of sunshine throughout the day, temperatures will rebound very quickly from that chilly start all the way up to a high temperature of 58 degrees with mostly sunny skies. We'll talk more about the 70-degree temperatures heading our way later this week, coming up in just a few minutes.
We have new surveillance video just into the RTV6 newsroom as police continue to look for the person who shot an off-duty Indianapolis firefighter a couple of weeks ago. Take a look here. This surveillance video shows the incident unfolding. You can see the suspect. Then moments later, he begins to shoot at the firefighter. It was a chaotic scene. 16-year Indianapolis Fire Department veteran Kevin Gill was shot in the chest while walking to his car on East 38th Street. Gill was able to get himself to a nearby mosque to get help, but he is still recovering tonight. Again, police are still looking for the suspect. If you have any information, call IMPD right away.
Right now, Metro Police are looking for answers after a man was found shot in a West Side home. They were called to the 600 block of North Exeter Avenue just before 10 this morning. They found a man who they are describing as a young adult who was shot in the home. Police say there was one other person in the home at the time of the shooting. They have been interviewing that person and other people in the neighborhood.
We are always looking for any kind of information leading up to these these crimes. If anybody has any information, we ask that they do contact Crime Stoppers of Central Indiana at 317-262-TIPS. Just one tip could break a case, and we really do appreciate the public's help.
Police say they do think the shooting was an isolated incident with no current danger to the public.
Developing now, Indiana State Police confirm a Columbus councilman charged with misdemeanor for indecent exposure. State police say 61-year-old Dashel Bunch is accused of exposing himself through uncovered windows in his home. Officers say people could easily see him from outside in neighboring homes. The incidents happened in March and November of 2015 and January of this year. State police and a special prosecutor are handling the situation because of Bunch's position on the city council. A new tool will soon be available for families who have a loved one with disabilities. The state is laying the groundwork to create savings accounts to plan for the unexpected. RTV6 State House reporter Katie Hines is live with details on this. Katie?
They're called ABLE accounts, ABLE standing for Achieving a Better Life Experience. And the goal is to help families plan for the future and people with disabilities become more self-sufficient. Carly Shortino-Poulter knows the joy of being a parent. She also knows the unique challenges that come with having a child with a disability. Her 15-year-old son, Andy, has autism.
There are so many new things that you have to learn. You have to learn all the educational rules. You have to learn all of the medical information. You have to learn all of the insurance information.
She points to finances as one of the biggest challenges.
Your child may need a specific type of therapy, and I'm talking, very common things like speech therapy or occupational therapy, and yet your insurance company won't cover that. So then you have this delicate balance you have to create of getting your child the medical care that they need while also making sure that you can pay your rent.
Shortino-Poulter oversees family advocacy programs at the Arc of Indiana. She brings her own experience to the job, helping families navigate state and federal services. She'll soon have one more to discuss. An ABLE account similar to a College 529 savings plan will allow families like hers to save for transportation, health care, and education expenses. The goal, planning for the future while encouraging self-sufficiency.
This finally allows me to be able to teach my son to save money so that as he does get older, if he is able to work, which is something that we should strive for, we can also teach him the importance of saving so that if something unexpected comes up, he has his own resources to take care of those things.
President Obama signed the federal ABLE Act into law a little more than a year ago, and that gave states like Indiana the option of offering these accounts. Now, the tax-exempt accounts will be available in the future. The state laying that foundation now with the governor's approval to move forward. Reporting live downtown, Katie Hines, RTV6.
Katie, thank you. Almost exactly 1 year after Governor Pence signed the Religious Freedom Act into law, a similar battle in another state ends with a different outcome. The governor of Georgia has vetoed a similar religious freedom bill after the NFL said it could hurt Atlanta's chance to host the Super Bowl. The bill would have allowed clergy to refuse to perform marriage rites that violated their religious beliefs, and it would have allowed churches and religious groups to decline services to someone based on their faith. But critics say it prompts legal discrimination.
I do not think that we have to discriminate against anyone to protect the faith-based community in Georgia.
Another bill considered anti-LGBT passed just last week in North Carolina. It bans people from using bathrooms that don't match the sex indicated on their birth certificate. It also prevents North Carolina cities and counties from establishing ordinances that extend protections covering sexual orientation and gender identity to restaurants, hotels, and stores.
New developments now. The BMV is bringing back the personalized license plate program, so you will be able to get vanity plates again. The agency confirming that today after the state Supreme Court said the BMV can reject plates it deems offensive. The court says messages on state-issued license plates amount to government speech. The program officially resumes on Friday.
A woman is sent to the hospital after flipping her car this morning on North Meridian Street. Take a look at these pictures. Police say the woman's car plowed into the back of a parked car on Meridian between 34th and 38th Streets. That's when her car flipped over. The wreckage was also pushed into a parked van. The woman was alert and conscious when taken to an area hospital, but the crash tied up traffic during a morning rush hour. Moving to a developing story, police in Decatur County want to know what caused a woman to crash an off-road vehicle with her grandson on board. The wreck killed 58-year-old Mary Romans and critically hurt the 10-year-old boy. Police say the two were in an off-road vehicle that struck a tree not far from Greensburg. Police say Romans wasn't wearing a safety belt, but the child was wearing one.
This week, an Indiana mom is leading an effort to stop bullying. Jeannie White-Ginder will be at the Children's Museum to talk with families about the bullying her family endured almost 30 years ago. Her message will focus on peace, understanding, and inclusion. She is the mother of Ryan White, a Kokomo boy who was one of the first in the U.S. to be diagnosed with HIV when he was 13. Ryan White died in 1990 at the age of 18. The event runs tomorrow and Wednesday.
Indianapolis firefighters say a cigarette is to blame for this large house fire on the north side near East 75th and Westfield. The couple was forced to evacuate after their smoke alarms woke them up. Officials say they're okay, but no fire hydrants were close to the house, making it difficult for firefighters to get control of the flames. The homeowner says he tried to put out the fire before calling 911. Belgian police hope new surveillance video just released today will help them in their search for one of Brussels' bombing suspects. The Now's Candice Avilés with the video and details now. Candice.
Belgian federal police posted the video of a mysterious man in a hat pleading for help to identify him. Take a look at this. We've shown you the still image, now the video. The man in the hat, glasses, and light-colored jacket is suspected of having taken part in the bombing at the airport. He's standing beside the other man identified as Belgian authorities as the suicide bombers. This comes amid more than a dozen weekend raids led to several arrests. Well, new research says there's a way to tell if you had a concussion by taking a simple blood test. The evidence suggests a protein linked to head trauma may actually be present in the blood up to a week after injury. This could help diagnose patients who delay seeking treatment. The results are preliminary, but an editorial published with the study today calls the results a substantial step in developing a test that could be used in broad settings, like at sporting events. And take a look at this amazing image. A passenger on a commercial flight over Alaska snapped this moment of an erupting volcano. This volcano, named Pavlov, started erupting Sunday afternoon. That blast sent ash 20,000 feet up in the air and prompted a few flight warnings. Now, the passenger who took the photo says the pilot tried to get as close as possible to let everyone get a look at the once-in-a-lifetime sight. The eruption didn't cause any delays either.
Now, your Storm Team 6 forecast from RTV6 meteorologist Todd Clausen.
And it's certainly been a very chilly and cloudy day across the area, but the good news is we're finally working some sunshine into the forecast. Here's a live look in Bloomington, and this is one of the areas where we have the most sunshine this evening. Beautiful across the campus of IU there, and with the sunshine, temperatures have responded nicely. We're sitting at 50 degrees officially right now, still dealing with a bit of a breeze out there, and that's kind of going to be a little flaw in the forecast going forward if you have evening plans here. And sunset later on this evening is at 8:06. So with the sunshine, temperatures are warmer in southern locations. You compare 48 in Muncie to 56 in Bloomington. It's 58 right now in the Bedford area. In Seymour, you're currently sitting at 53 degrees. So if you do have plans this evening, it will be chilly still. Temperatures will hold pretty steady for the next hour or two and then slowly start to fall. But once the sun sets, that's when the temperatures really start to go into a tailspin. And by tomorrow morning, we're talking about probably temperatures at or just below freezing in many locations. But the clouds, they'll continue to move out. If you're in eastern locations such as Muncie, Richmond, over towards Connorsville, unfortunately, I think you're going to be locked in with the clouds here throughout much of the evening. But the overall trend will be for everybody to go mainly clear throughout the overnight hours. And once we do go clear and the wind starts to subside, look what happens to these temperatures. About 35 the low in Bloomington, 29 in Peru, 32 in Muncie. So as the kids head off to school tomorrow, they're not on spring break, certainly going to need to bundle them up as the temperature will be hovering again in the low 30s. But the good news is tomorrow, with lots of sunshine, temperatures will warm very, very quickly. Already about 45 degrees as we head into the 11 o'clock hour. And then high temperatures tomorrow will top off at 59 degrees in Crawfordsville, 57 in Muncie, 60 in Bedford as well as Bloomington, and 59 in Plainfield. And the normal high is not 557 degrees. It should be 57 degrees. That would be a warm one for us. 59 the high temperature in Franklin. But overall, very, very nice out there with the sunshine. Enjoy the sunshine tomorrow and for the most part on Wednesday, because a cold front will come through late Wednesday and into early Thursday morning. And Thursday has the potential here to be a fairly active day of weather for us. We'll have to keep an eye on it as this cold front pushes through. There could be a couple isolated strong to maybe severe storms where you are not under any sort of risk as of yet. But this is going to be a pretty powerful cold front that is going to come through. So we'll keep an eye on it for you, but just certainly plan on Thursday to be a pretty wet day here across the area with early morning showers and storms. And then as we get into the afternoon hours, once that cold front goes through, the temperatures will really start to fall. So that high of 69, it's a little deceiving. It's going to be shortly after midnight. And then once that front goes through, look what happens to the temperatures. Much cooler as we head into the latter half of the week. The good news is once we get past Thursday, Todd and Erica, we will be nice and dry with lots of sunshine.
Kind of a roller coaster.
Yeah, kind of up and down. It is the spring season.
All right, Todd, thank you. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Tonight, we bring you the amazing story of a dog in need who has a new leash on life. We're going to show you how he's now helping others. You're watching RTV6 News at 5.
With Empire Today's half-price sale, our best sale. Get beautiful floors and professional installation for half price. That's carpet with installation, half price. Hardwood with installation, half price. Tile or vinyl plus installation, half price. And laminate with installation, half price. That's half price for your whole project. Floors and professional installation. It's Empire's half-price sale. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. At IPL, we're more than power and light. We're a team of people dedicated to reliable power who live and volunteer in the same communities as you. In fact, we're more like Indianapolis Power and
Brandy,
Mark, Michael. IPL, a current of real people.
I had water in my basement for years. I finally said enough is enough and called AccuLevel for waterproofing. Then came the record-breaking rain. The road in front of my home flooded. The drainage ditch overflowed. My basement, however, stayed totally dry.
Waterproofing may not be your top priority, but it is mine. We keep homes safe and dry so you don't have to worry about anything more than an umbrella when it rains. Call us for a free inspection or to get the job done. We're AccuLevel, Indiana's foundation expert.
The most important comfort we provide is trust. Enjoy exceptional savings on Carrier systems today. Turn to the experts you trust at Williams Comfort Air.
The threat is real. Terrorist attacks on American soil, a dangerous nuclear deal with Iran. Representative Todd Young is fighting President Obama's liberal agenda on national security. A former Marine intelligence officer, Todd Young knows what it takes to keep us safe. Young voted to keep ISIS from infiltrating the U.S. and is fighting Obama's deal with America-hating extremists. Call conservative Todd Young. Tell him to keep up the fight in Congress against Obama's Iran nuclear deal.
One last time. All the hits, all the joy, all the memories at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, March 30th, with special guest Dave Cause. Tickets on sale now at the box office, all Ticketmaster outlets, and Ticketmaster.com. All the hits. Manilow. One last time. For more info, see Manilow.com.
If it fuels your fun, it's on the list.
Weeknights at 7:30 on RTV6.
Too many politicians go to Washington and lose touch. Their promises abandoned. That has to change. I'm Trey Hollingsworth. I support term limits to reduce the power of career politicians, and I'm signing a pledge to limit my own time in the House. My priorities will be your priorities. Securing our border from terrorists and illegal aliens, reducing spending and repealing Obamacare, promoting life. That's my pledge to you. I'm Trey Hollingsworth, and I approve this message.
You know the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but today, this little dog named Trick is learning all kinds of new things for his forever home.
RTV6's Lauren Casey brings us a story from Peyton Manning Children's Hospital about a special bond between a little girl and her shelter dog.
Good job. Good job.
Nice. Trick on it.
Zakari Nolan is like many 3-year-old girls, full of energy with a lot of spunk and a little sass.
Come here.
But unlike other kids, every day Zakari wakes up to face new challenges. She has osteogenesis imperfecta, better known as brittle bone disease.
And it leads to risk of lots of fractures. And in fact, Zakari's had many fractures.
17 fractures so far, requiring 7 surgeries. Her mom, Elena, helping her to achieve milestones while keeping her safe.
Allowing her freedom to grow up and be a toddler and yet restrict her ability to hurt herself.
You can do it.
I want to climb up.
Do it. High five. She started taking steps. She's taken 6 independent steps on her own.
And now, thanks to a local organization, Zakari doesn't have to take those steps on her own. This is Trick. He's training to be her new service dog.
They definitely love each other.
And Trick, like Zakari, is unique. He was just adopted from a local shelter.
This little guy is just very gentle, very sweet.
Jennifer Katay is the owner of Medical Mutts. She takes dogs with particular traits from rescues and shelters and trains them to help people with medical needs.
They get to go everywhere, to the restaurant and the movie, and, everywhere the person goes, the dog goes. So what better life can we provide a dog?
Trick is only beginning his training, but he will eventually be able to fetch items Zakari may drop and alert her mom when she needs help.
He tends to want to sit right next to her and kind of be her little protector.
A new leash on life for Trick with a new best friend. Lauren Casey, RTV6.
Brazen swarm robberies felt coast to coast, even right here in Indiana.
You may remember this video from Hang Time Clothing. This type of group crime picking up speed. What authorities have to say to the robbers who seem invisible in this chaos.
A University of Indianapolis graduate and former Greyhound here on the football field shot in the line of duty. The emotional message from his former coach tonight. That story is coming up.
One of NASCAR's best, hoping to make a huge impact on science. What he's willing to give that could help future athletes. You're watching RTV6 News at 5.
Like viral videos? Then you'll love Right This Minute. Do yourself a favor. Watch.
Weekdays at 10 on RTV6.
Thunder, lightning, heavy rain, it all makes a dangerous situation. But when 1-inch diameter hail falls, that thunderstorm becomes a severe storm. Don't wait to decide, just go inside.
Stay safe with Storm Team 6 and RTV6, the station working for you.
My heels were so painful, it felt like somebody was running a knife through them.
My feet feel like they're broken by the end of the day.
I felt like I was losing my ability to walk. And a simple little arch support by Good Feet changed that.
As soon as I put them on, I felt better right away.
Good Feet is gave me my life back, and it's something that I'm very grateful for.
Walk farther, stand longer, work in comfort, and play in balance with Good Feet arch supports.
Good Feet is located in Fishers, Greenwood, and Avon. Call 1-800-NEW-FEET.
You have peripheral neuropathy.
I described the pain in my legs, but doctors just prescribe more medications. Gabapentin, Lyrica, Neurontin, Cymbalta. I just want the pain to stop.
What you want is Blueprint to Neuropathy Indiana, a team of doctors that have a non-invasive, cutting-edge approach based on a concept from Nobel Prize-winning medical doctors. Let Blueprint to Neuropathy Indiana potentially eliminate your peripheral neuropathy pain. Call us now, Blueprint to Neuropathy Indiana.
It's official. For 16 years in a row, Andy Moore Ford has been Indiana's largest Ford dealer. Why? Because we save our customers big money every single day. Like a 2016 F-150 for only $22,900. And I don't have just one or two. I have 45 in stock at that price. Or get a new 2016 Ford Focus for only $14,900. Only at the state's biggest for 16 years in a row. Andy Moore Ford.
At Discount Tire, we're not just about tires, we're about people. We take pride in getting you the right tire at the lowest price for your vehicle. And right now, get a $70 Visa prepaid card when you buy any set of 4 Michelin tires.
It's our spring sale at Family Leisure.
24-foot pools, $12.99 installed. Save thousands on our top-selling spas. Check out this season's hottest patio furniture designs. Swing sets from $5.99. Your one-stop shop for family fun. Spring sale going on now at Family Leisure.
RTV6 alerts you to severe weather, detailed, street-level, real-time tracking.
Ken Gregory and Storm Team 6, working for you on RTV6, the Indy channel.
The kids' first camping trip.
In the backyard.
There were bears.
Yeah, teddy bears.
They stayed up late.
7:30.
It was great.
At Donato's, we know it takes all the right ingredients to make something great. The right time, the right place, the right people, and of course, the right pizza. Donato's, every piece is important.
Introducing the 150 with 150 pieces of crispy pepperoni for just $1 more than a large pepperoni pizza.
Enjoy an elegant dinner for an excellent cause.
Join us April 13th for the Corks and Forks Gala at Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
When you support Second Helpings, you help pushers struggling with hunger.
Get your tickets today at corksandforks.org.
Now, the news at 5 on RTV6.
Shot in the line of duty, this University of Indianapolis grad remains hospitalized right now as the Greyhounds rally around him. Tim Jones studied criminal justice at UIndy and had been serving on the police force in Park Forest, Illinois for less than a year. Last Saturday morning, while investigating a break-in, police say a suspect opened fire. Jones was hit and suffered a traumatic brain injury. All new at 5:30. RTV6's Jason Fechner caught up with Jones's former football coach.
Well, for 4 years here at the University of Indianapolis, Tim Jones, former football coach, said that he showed tons of fight on the football field as a wide receiver. Now that grit, that determination is helping Tim Jones in the fight of his life. A coach's job doesn't end when the whistle blows, and his or her support of the team and its players doesn't end at the end of the season. That's why UIndy Greyhounds coach Bob Bartolomeo spent time in Chicago this weekend visiting his former player, Tim Jones.
Great competitor, you know, a guy that wasn't the biggest, the strongest, the quickest guy, a guy that wouldn't take no for an answer, just kept battling away, and a tough guy.
After playing in the 2013 season and graduating, he followed his dad into law enforcement. And while on the job last weekend, Jones, 24 years old, was shot and suffered a traumatic brain injury. The donations and support have been rolling in, including that support from Coach Bart.
Very tough situation, one in which, you know, his parents were so positive, though, it made it a lot easier.
And in the midst of prayers now for a full recovery, Coach Bart says that he's got one wish. He'd love to see Tim Jones right back here this fall, helping to inspire the Greyhounds and possibly even lead them back onto the field.
For him to come back would be awesome, and I know he'll be back. If anybody's going to come through and walk through these doors and talk to that football team, it'll be Tim Jones.
And we have posted the links to help support Officer Jones, to help be Tim Strong with this story through the RTV6 app. Reporting in Indianapolis, Jason Fechner, RTV6.
The man who police say opened fire on Officer Jones and his fellow officers last weekend, 21-year-old Thurman Reynolds, was killed. His gun had been reported stolen out of Texas.
Right now, Westfield police are looking for a missing teen. Have you seen 17-year-old Jamarcus Davis? His family says he left home last Wednesday and hasn't been seen since. They haven't heard from him at all. Jamarcus is about 6'1", 170 pounds. He was last seen wearing black pants, black shoes, and a gray Taco Bell uniform shirt. If you know where Jamarcus is, please contact police right away.
Sounds like a prank, but destroying mailboxes is a federal crime, and someone made a real dent this weekend in Columbus. Police say 11 mailboxes were damaged yesterday near the Bartholomew-Brown County line. These included 2 incidents in the 13,000 and 14,000 blocks of Bells View Pike and 9 in the 26,000 to 4,000 block of White Horse Road. Mailboxes are considered federal property. Vandals can be fined up to $250,000 or sent to prison for up to 3 years. If you have any information, call the Bartholomew County Sheriff's Office at 812-379-1650.
Brazen swarm robberies turning into a daily event across the country. Take a look at this. Surveillance tapes rolling as young thieves take a Florida car dealership. They take the lockbox containing keys and they end up making off with 8 vehicles. This burglary at a Houston gun store. 10 men ransacked the place, taking rifles, shotguns, and handguns. And then just last week, robbers in Indiana smashing a car through hang time clothing off Georgetown. Nearly a dozen people swarmed the place and took arms full of clothing. Authorities say groups that do this will be caught because the crimes are unsophisticated and sloppy. The U.S. Supreme Court decides not to hear an appeal by disgraced former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich. He's 4 years into a 14-year sentence. Blagojevich was impeached and removed from office for corruption, including soliciting bribes for political appointments, including the Senate seat left vacant in 2008 after President Obama was elected.
More mudslinging on the GOP campaign trail, with Donald Trump now threatening to sue Ted Cruz. The Republican frontrunner is now accusing his rival Cruz of trying to steal delegates in Louisiana who were either unpledged or in the Rubio camp. Now, this follows a week-long war of words involving the candidates' wives and tabloid rumors of the marital infidelity of Cruz. Political analysts say that personal and vicious spats do not benefit either candidate.
The only person that possibly might benefit a little bit is John Kasich, the governor of Ohio, who's still running but way behind in this course of this. But the Republican brand in the course of this is severely damaged.
On the Democratic side, an overwhelming sweep for Bernie Sanders in Washington State, Alaska, and Hawaii, where he earned at least 70% of the vote. Hillary Clinton's aides point out that Sanders' victories don't change the delegate math. He would still need to win 73% of the remaining delegates to win the nomination. Guns will not be allowed at this summer's Republican National Convention in Cleveland. That word came down today from the U.S. Secret Service. Firearms are not permitted inside the Quicken Loans Arena, where the GOP convention will be held in July. A petition to allow open carry firearms was posted online a week ago at change.org. The petition had more than 45,000 signatures by mid-afternoon today.
NASCAR's most popular driver wants to make a lasting impact on scientific research. Dale Earnhardt Jr. says he plans to donate his brain for concussion research after his death. Earnhardt suffered a pair of concussions in 2012 that caused him to miss 2 races. The first came during a test at Kansas Speedway, where he blew a tire and slammed the wall. But he didn't report the incident, hiding for weeks that he wasn't in top shape. You know, few things stir up people more than the death of an innocent child.
And in one city, the people took their frustrations out on the man accused of doing something horrific to a child he didn't even know.
Does the word update send nervous chills down your spine? If so, you might be an Apple customer. Tonight, the problem facing millions of iPad and iPhone users. You're watching RTV6 News at 5:30.
Closed captioning is brought to you by me, Terry Lee, and Terry Lee Honda in beautiful Avon.
The race for 2016 takes a tabloid turn. Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, and the war over their wives. Plus, Made in America is back. Does the label that says Made in America always mean what it says? Getting answers this week on ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir.
Convert your old screen room into a dream room. Use your porch when friends and family are over. Plus, get a free heating and cooling unit and no payments, no interest for 12 months.
That's Favors B Window. Trust me.
From the first building block to the last coat of paint, Menards is here to help you build all of your projects with an 11% rebate on everything. Whether you're creating a new kitchen or a backyard getaway, you'll save 11% on all of it. So you can finish your latest project and start planning the next big thing. Get building with an 11% rebate on everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
As your insurance company, we need facts to protect you.
So we can deny this claim.
You caused the accident.
Oh, we can't just admit that.
The person you hit has a lawyer. The law office of Keller and Keller?
How much do they want this time?
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business. Call 1-800-2-KELLER. Keller and Keller. Right now.
Long before he started fighting for our values in Washington, pro-life conservative Todd Young grew up mopping floors in his family's small business, trained at the Naval Academy, and served his country as a captain in the Marines. Todd Young has always gotten things done. And from repealing Obamacare to simplifying the tax code to destroying ISIS, Todd Young is ready to get to work in the U.S. Senate.
I'm Todd Young. I'm conservative. I'm pro-life, and I approve this message.
On the train test range, you learn what makes our heating and cooling systems so reliable. If there's a breaking point, we'll find it. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard.
Catch this great offer during Train's early bird sale now through May 30th. Buy a qualifying system and pay no interest until January 2021 or choose a trade-in allowance of up to $1,000. Visit traininfo.com now for details.
When you've arrived, make sure they notice. Right now at Tom Wood Lexus, head-turning luxury is more affordable than ever with a completely redesigned Lexus RX 350 starting at just $439 a month. It's time to arrive. The car you want, the way you want. Tom Wood Lexus and TomWoodLexus.com.
B-Window has your window.
Marvin's Infinity Window, our exclusive heat and air vinyl window.
A window for every budget. Buy 6 windows, get 2 free. Plus 12 months, no payments, no interest.
Trust me.
Look what happens when public outrage gets physical. An angry crowd attacked a man in Taiwan as he left a police station. The man is accused of cutting off the head of a 4-year-old girl with a kitchen knife. The girl's mother says she was walking behind her daughter, who was riding a bike, when a stranger approached them. She says she thought the man was going to help the girl ride up a hill when instead he suddenly attacked her. Police have no idea why the man targeted that girl. New developments after a deadly Easter terrorist attack in Pakistan. That country's prime minister just announced he's canceling a planned trip to the United States. The attack in Lahore Sunday killed at least 72 people, including 24 children. An offshoot of the Pakistani Taliban says it targeted Christians celebrating Easter at a park in Lahore. Explosives packed with ball bearings ripped through the crowds.
Are you having problems with your iPhone or iPad? Well, you are not alone. Apple is being flooded with complaints about the latest updates to those devices. People are complaining about a bug that causes apps and devices to freeze and crash. After Apple released iOS 9.3 last week, many people who updated their phones and tablets reported problems with opening links in Safari, Chrome, Mail, and other apps. In some cases, older phones and iPads completely freeze up. Apple is reportedly aware of the problem and working on an update. A pancreatic cancer diagnosis is usually seen as a death sentence.
But new research happening right here in central Indiana could help this man and others beat the odds. Mom always told you to sit up straight. Now new evidence that this simple advice might even help your dating life.
And it's taken most of the day, but we finally have worked some sunshine into the forecast. Still a little chilly out there this evening. If you have plans, grab the jacket with temperatures in the 40s, but there are warmer days ahead. We'll talk about them in your Storm Team 6 forecast. You're watching WRTV 6 News at 5.
Well, good morning, Central Indiana. With delicious food like this, it can't help but be good. And the new McValue menu makes it even better. Choose any of these breakfast favorites for just $1 each. Can I get a what?
Listen up, it's Ford Truck Month. This is the time, this is the place. And this is Ford F-150, the truck that goes toe-to-toe with your life. Made of high-strength military-grade aluminum alloy, it pulled the highest safety rating the government can give. And with a 360-degree camera, it's like having your head on a swivel, pal. So load up your crew. This is the time.
Now get an F-150 with 0% financing for 60 months plus $2,000 bonus cash. See your local Ford dealer.
One last time. All the hits, all the joy, all the memories at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, March 30th, with special guest Dave Cause. Tickets on sale now at the box office, all Ticketmaster outlets, and Ticketmaster.com. All the hits. Manilow. One last time. For more info, see Manilow.com.
What do people who spend countless hours on their feet each day say the very first time they try Good Feet arch supports? We took our challenge van to a local hospital to find out.
I'm noticing a difference immediately.
This is the first time in a really long time that I don't have any pain at all.
I feel a lot more support in my arches.
I got no heel pain.
I feel great.
Walk farther, stand longer, work in comfort, and play in balance with Good Feet arch supports.
Good Feet is located in Fishers, Greenwood, and Avon. Call 1-800-NEW-FEET.
Life prior to losing weight, I had difficulty bending over to tie my shoe, getting out of breath, walking up steps. When I decided to have the weight loss surgery at St. Francis, I never imagined what my life would be like as a result of my weight loss. It's a complete change in how I live my life now.
Think you might be a candidate for a bariatric surgery? Find out more at our free seminar at the Franciscan Weight Loss Center. Franciscan St. Francis Health, inspiring health.
I couldn't smile. It was horrible. Putting in a new smile. I will smile at my grandchildren. Oh my God. I was able to go in one day and walk out looking pretty. I was shy about getting up in my grandchildren's face and giving them kisses because my breath smelled. Now I know I can get up and give them kisses. I guess Dr. Barbosa and Dr. Brown did something right.
It's time to make the call. 866-TURNING or visit turningpointdentalimplants.com.
Hey, Central Indiana. Yoo-hoo! Up here. If you're looking for something flaky or something beefy, mix and match to the max with the McPick 2 for $5 menu. Pick 2 flaky filet-o-fish, 2 beefy Big Macs, or 1 of each for just $5 at McDonald's.
Now the News at 5 continues on RTV 6.
A pancreatic cancer diagnosis can mean a lot of things. For far too many patients, that diagnosis is a death sentence.
But thanks to research being done right here in Indiana, doctors are only a few years away from using genetics to diagnose the disease earlier. And as Good Morning Indiana anchor Beth Vaughn explains, that's music to the ears of pancreatic cancer patients and their families.
Well, I'd hoped to be feeling better when I was 70.
Dave Kochanzik doesn't let much get him down.
We have a wonderful family. You play the cards you're dealt.
He was dealt a pretty tricky hand 5.5 years ago.
There are cancers you get better from, and there are cancers that you just put off the inevitable.
Pancreatic cancer.
I'm a pancreatic cancer survivor at the moment.
Stats show only 7% of patients are alive 5 years after they're diagnosed. To say it simply, Kochanzik is beating the odds.
Tumor markers keep going down. My CAT scans are clear. I'm not sure they know exactly why, but they're glad.
We would love to see many more patients like Dave beating the odds.
Dr. Safi Shahada leads the team that treats Kochanzik at IU Simon Cancer Center. He says dealing with this disease can be bleak, but research gives him hope, and early diagnosis can save lives.
It is not noticeable until it starts causing problems.
Symptoms can include weight loss, abdominal pain, and turning yellow. But if you're noticing symptoms, the cancer is already advanced.
Maybe 49,000 got it last year. About 41,000 died of it.
So many die because they're diagnosed too late. Dr. Murray Cork is part of a team at IU Health that works with researchers at Notre Dame, Purdue, IU Bloomington, IUPUI, and investigators around the world searching for ways to save lives. New therapies, new clinical trials, and newly discovered genetic markers that can diagnose earlier and more accurately.
Because of the advances of technology, I think this is going to happen in the next 5 years.
We also operated the ambulance service up in this part of the county.
Kochanzik has slowed down considerably since his diagnosis. Every 2 weeks, he gets chemotherapy.
If the treatment is worse than not being treated, then, you know, at least for us, when it gets to that point, we'll just stop.
A decision he and his wife will eventually have to make. But for now, beating the odds makes him smile.
Dr. Cork says risk factors for pancreatic cancer include heavy smoking, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. All three are prevalent in the state of Indiana. Beth Vaughn, RTV6.
You know a first date is successful if you see that person again. Well, it turns out there could be a science to snagging that second date. The secret could lie in your posture. Researchers looked at people who were speed dating. They found people were more likely to say yes to a second meeting when their date was sitting in a more expansive, more open position. Now, those who hunched or crossed their arms were less successful at nabbing a second date. The same thing held true for people using an online dating app. They tended to pick people posed in an expansive body posture.
Now, your Storm Team 6 forecast from RTV6 meteorologist Todd Clausen.
And it's been a cloudy day for us. Here's a live look from IMS back east towards downtown Indianapolis. In that direction, you see a lot in the way of cloud cover still. However, on the western side of the state here in Greencastle, skies are partly cloudy and plenty of sunshine, so it really just depends where you are this evening and the weather that you are seeing. And if you're seeing the sunshine, you'll need the sunglasses here throughout the remainder of the evening until sunset. And we all need, no matter where you are, the medium jacket this evening as temperatures still running a little chilly. Now, we're at our highest levels with the sunshine right now at Indianapolis at 50 degrees. In Bloomington, you're at 56, but where the clouds are still a little thicker up to the north and not as much in the way of sunshine. It's only 47 in Gas City, 49 in Kokomo. And we're contending with a little bit of a breeze as well, and that's making it feel even cooler. So if you do have plans this evening, partly to mostly cloudy skies for us, temperatures slowly falling through the 40s. And once we get past 9 o'clock, though, and the skies start to clear out, that's when we're really going to see these temperatures start to tumble. So here's the satellite radar picture. If you're seeing the clouds, they may look a little threatening out there, but you will not see any precipitation throughout the evening hours. From Muncie over to Richmond, you'll hang on to the clouds the longest, and then we'll continue to thin these clouds from west to east throughout the evening hours. Now, once we do clear the clouds out, temperatures really fall off very quickly overnight, and by tomorrow morning we're down to about freezing in Indianapolis as well as Columbus and Muncie, even below freezing in some locations, as cool as 29 in Peru. And since the growing season has already started in southern locations, that's why the frost advisory is out in Greensburg. Temperatures to the north will actually be a little bit colder up towards Peru and Kokomo, but because the growing season hasn't officially started yet, that's why you do not have a frost advisory in your area. Now, tomorrow, we talked about the chilly start, but look how quickly we warm up. We're into the mid-40s by the noon hour with lots of sunshine, and then high temperatures tomorrow afternoon will climb all the way up to near 60 degrees with light winds and lots of sunshine. So tomorrow is a beautiful day. Get out there and enjoy. The winds are light as well. The warmest day of this week, though, will be Wednesday. We will have a very strong wind on Wednesday, which is kind of a little bit of a flaw in the forecast, but that pushes the temperature all the way up to 70 degrees. But then this cold front will come through. Thursday, temperatures start off in the upper 60s, but then we'll see the temperatures fall throughout much of the day. And as that cold front comes through on Thursday, we are looking at showers and thunderstorms kind of off and on throughout the entire day. Thursday does have the potential to be a pretty wet one for us. There could be a few isolated strong to severe storms on Thursday as well. At this point, though, it's not a slam dunk case for severe weather, but something we'll certainly monitor. And then much cooler as we head into the weekend with temperatures in the 40s and 50s.
All right, looks good. Thanks, Todd.
Sure, they're convenient for rounding up spring project supplies, but before you head over to stores like Home Depot or Lowe's, we have a list of items you should probably look for at other places. You're watching RTV6 News at 5:30.
That is a solid question.
Sure, we have an expert right here.
Breaking news, Todd. We've got snow in Bloomington.
Let's make some predictions and let's get them officially on Facebook Live.
Good evening from Monterrey, Mexico.
RTV6 alerts you to severe weather, detailed, street-level, real-time tracking.
Then Storm Team 6 shows you the
I
impact.
was like, kids, let's get in the bathroom right now.
Kevin Gregory and Storm Team 6 working for you on RTV6, the Indy Channel.
March is matchup month at your local Ford store. The reigning champ is favored again. Ford returns as America's best-selling brand. Fusion is a smart choice over Toyota Camry with a powerful and efficient available EcoBoost engine, available hands-free sync, plus better highway MPG, all for a lower starting price. Go with Ford and drive home a winner. Now get a new Fusion with 0% financing for 60 months plus $2,000 trade assist cash at your local Ford store now.
Across America, people are taking charge of their type 2 diabetes with non-insulin Victoza.
For a while, I took a pill to lower my blood sugar, but it didn't get me to my goal. So I asked my doctor about Victoza. He said Victoza works differently than pills and comes in a pen. Victoza is proven to lower blood sugar and A1C. It's taken once a day, anytime. Victoza is not for weight loss, but it may help you lose some weight. Victoza works with your body to lower blood sugar in 3 ways: in the stomach, the liver, and the pancreas.
Victoza is an injectable prescription medicine that may improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes when used with diet and exercise. It is not recommended as the first medication to treat diabetes and should not be used in people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Victoza has not been studied with mealtime insulin. Victoza is not insulin. Do not take Victoza if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Victoza or any of its ingredients. Symptoms of a serious allergic reaction may include itching, rash, or difficulty breathing. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling in your neck. Serious side effects may happen in people who take Victoza, including inflammation of the pancreas, pancreatitis. Stop taking Victoza and call your doctor right away if you have signs of pancreatitis, such as severe pain that will not go away in your abdomen or from your abdomen to your back, with or without vomiting. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take, and if you have any medical conditions. Taking Victoza with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. The most common side effects are headache, nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting. Side effects can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
If your pill isn't giving you the control you need, ask your doctor about non-insulin Victoza. It's covered by most health plans.
The weather outside is getting warmer, and at York Chevy Buick GMC in Greencastle, our deals this month are on fire. This month only, we have Sierra crew cabs up to $10,900 off. New Terrain, $199 per month. New GMC Canyon, $279 per month. Or the Buick Encore as low as $199 per month, and the Buick Regal up to $5,600 off. Stop by today. We'll show you why. We're not number one. You are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
So now that it's spring, you might be heading out to Home Depot, maybe Lowe's, to buy flowers, fertilizer, and other gardening supplies.
But before you do, you should know something. There are some things you should not buy at the big box stores. According to a new report by MarketWatch.com, avoid buying cleaning supplies. They're often cheaper at Walmart or the grocery store. Also, home decor. MarketWatch says you'll find better prices and selection at Home Goods and TJ Maxx. And small kitchen appliances, the website says Target and Walmart have the best deals, so be careful where you shop. Police investigate the killing of a 1-year-old girl.
Next at 6, disturbing new details just released in this case.
New court documents show that 1-year-old Shaylyn Ammerman was raped and murdered. We'll tell you what else those court documents show coming up.
I'm Derek Thomas. Hundreds pay their respects to fallen Deputy Carl Coons. I'll have that story coming up on RTV 6.
The carrier job's back in the national spotlight as the campaign for another presidential candidate comes right here to Indianapolis. That story next on the news at 6.
Closed captioning is brought to you by me, Terry Lee, and Terry Lee Honda in beautiful Avon.
Beauty fades, dumbest forever.
Bringing America to order for 20 years. Judge Judy.
Weekdays at 3 on RTV 6.
Problem water.
Oof, I know. Spots. The problem is your water.
A Culligan Whole House Water Conditioning System gets rid of sediment or impurities, so keeping everything spotless is effortless.
Hey. Culligan, man.
Morning.
It's something we learn when we're young. And it becomes a part of our character as we grow. It allows us to dream and to achieve. Gives us confidence and assurance. Of all the comforts we provide at Williams Comfort Air, the most important one is trust. Your trust in us. And the reason we value it most is because we do whatever it takes to earn it.
It's our spring sale at Family Leisure.
Make a splash with America's largest pool and spa dealer. 24-foot pools, only $12.99 installed. Save $2,000 or more on our top-selling spas. 6-person premium spas, only $39.99. Check out this season's hottest patio furniture designs. This Jack's Junior swing set, only $8.99. Also on sale, saunas, tanning beds, chemicals, toys, and accessories. Your one-stop shop for family fun.
Spring sale going on now at Family Leisure.
4x for scenic routes that only you find scenic. For the great outdoors and the great indoors. For knowing boundaries are there to be crossed. Jeep Cherokee. It's how we live 4x forever.
Returning lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2016 Jeep Cherokee for $258 a month with $258 due at signing.
Ashley Home Store's one-day sale savings have been extended now through Monday. Buy more, save more, and take 10, 15, up to 20% off your entire purchase. Plus, pay no interest for 12 months. Save store-wide, like your choice of this sleek linen sofa or this reclining sofa, only $5.99. Or this upholstered queen bed, now just $6.99. Or pay no interest for 5 full years. Hurry in. Savings up to 20% off, plus 12 months no interest, absolutely ends Monday. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Do you know the difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning? It could save your life. A watch means a tornado could happen. A warning means a tornado is happening. Either way, seek shelter immediately.
Stay safe with Storm Team 6 and RTV 6 working for you.
Manilow, one last time. All the hits, all the joy, all the memories at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, March 30th, with special guest Dave Cause. Tickets on sale now at the box office, all Ticketmaster outlets, and Ticketmaster.com. All the hits. Manilow, one last time. For more info, see Manilow.com.
Spots. The problem is your water.
A Culligan Whole House Water Conditioning System gets rid of sediment or impurities, so keeping everything spotless is effortless.
Get a Culligan water softener for only $9.95 per month for the first 3 months.
Now at 6, the murder of 1-year-old Shaylyn Ammerman. Prosecutors file murder and rape charges against the suspect. The question now, will they seek the death penalty?
Paying tribute to a Central Indiana hero. A community mourns together for a sheriff's deputy killed in the line of duty.
Feeling the burn about carrier moving to Mexico. Our Call 6 Investigates team on how the Democratic presidential candidate is reaching out to carrier workers in Indianapolis.
Now, the news at 6 on RTV 6.
And we begin tonight with those horrific details in the brutal murder of 1-year-old Shaylyn Ammerman. Prosecutors today charging their suspect, 22-year-old Kyle Parker, with rape and murder.
Court documents revealing just truly sickening chains of events in a case that has already left so many people outraged. RTV6's Mike Pelton is live outside the Owen County Courthouse. Mike.
Well, those court documents are both graphic and disturbing, and today the county prosecutor said self-gratification was the motive for Kyle Parker to allegedly rape and murder a 1-year-old girl.
You've got monstrous allegations here.
And they all point to 22-year-old Kyle Parker, facing 8 total charges, including rape and murder.
Frankly, this is the first time in my tenure that I've seen grown law enforcement officers just wince in pain. It's just horrible.
According to court documents on Sunday from jail, Parker confessed to his stepdad that he took Shaylyn Ammerman from her father's home, raped her, smothered her with a cloth, and dumped her body. The coroner called this the worst case of sexual trauma she'd seen.
We're not going to make an emotional determination regarding the death penalty or life without parole request. We'll make a decision, hopefully within the next month or 2, regarding that aspect of the case.
Parker was an Ammerman family friend who was at the house before Shaylyn's disappearance, drinking booze with Shaylyn's uncle, who told investigators he saw Parker leave early Wednesday morning and saw a foot dangling.
These types of allegations, the types of things that are alleged to have happened they're just atrocious.
According to court documents, before Parker confessed to his stepdad, he told investigators where they could find Shaylyn's body, but tried to implicate Shaylyn's uncle in the death. That uncle told police he was not involved and passed a polygraph.
We've made arrangements for my law enforcement officers and the first responders to have counseling. I think it would be appropriate that everybody take time.
And state police tell us that other arrests are possible in this investigation, which could take weeks to wrap up. Meanwhile, tonight, Kyle Parker remains in the county jail, held without bond. He will stand before a judge and jury in August. For now, we're live in Spencer tonight. Mike Pelton, RTV6.
And information on Shaylyn's family and community will celebrate her short life this Wednesday. There's a visitation at the Christian Life Center in Spencer starting at 3 in the afternoon. That will run up to the funeral service, which will start at 7 p.m.